Hey guys, Todd back with Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. If you're not, welcome. Last week we put fuel lines and brake lines in, kind of sort of. We got them all ran, but we're not done with them. We don't have them all connected. So that's probably kind of what we're going to work on this week for the most part anyways. I did, however, go back and rebend this line that goes over the pumpkin. I had a little tiny itty bitty kink in that corner and I couldn't live with it. I also went back and used a third shade of black to paint up any of the spots that I ground down. I could not find the paint that I got originally. This is like the third shade of black. I don't know. This is the Farm and Implement paint, and it's probably what I should have been using the whole time because that stuff goes on pretty hard. I'm in the middle of replacing my fuel pump. I got that in. This whole video is probably, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really have any plans for this video. I said last week that I was going to do motor mounts. Well, it's supposed to snow tonight and tomorrow, and it's supposed to be in like the 30s this week until next weekend. So I'll be completely honest with you, I'm a liar. I probably will not be doing motor mounts this week. It's probably going to be a lot of just natty knick-knack crap that needs to be done. There's plenty of stuff that's got to be done. In order to do the motor mounts, we got to drop the exhaust out, we got to pull the radiator out, we got to drain all the coolant out, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do. It's just more or less like, what do you want to see, you know? So I'm going to record it. I'm going to be upfront and honest. This video is probably not going to be the greatest because I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. So, but today we're going to finish getting that fuel pump put in, and then we may dive into replacing a couple gauges on the dash. I have the fuel level gauge, and I got an oil pressure gauge because they sit right next to each other in the same little cluster thing. And obviously I want both of those gauges to work. So we might do that tonight, or might wait for that to do that tomorrow. But tonight we're going to get this put on. So I did put my AN fittings on. I got this from Speedway. I don't remember what I paid for it, like 50, 60 bucks or something like that. Definitely not the most expensive one, but it's not the cheapest either, even though it kind of, I think it looks kind of cheap and janky, personally. But it is what it is. I got it, so I'm putting it on. I did pull the old one out already. It's not a name brand or anything, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I'll keep it for a spare because you never know when you need a big block Chevy fuel pump. And I mean, you never know because I probably will never use it. But it is what it is. I already, like I said, pulled all that off. I cleaned up the face of the block already. That's all cleaned up. On the big block Chevys, there's a pipe plug underneath the fuel pump assembly because that's where the rod comes out that rides against the cam that actuates the pump. I pulled that plug out so that I can push the rod up while I fish the fuel pump back in. I am going to put some assembly lube on the lever of this, just so that there's at least something on it for when you first start up. There will be oil in there eventually, you know, it'll splash around all in there, but just to start, at least I want to at least have something on there. I'm also going to put some pipe sealant or some sealant or whatever on the two bolts that bolted in, because I don't know if they go into blind holes or through holes or what holes they go into, so I'm just going to dope them up and slam them in and call her good. So I'm going to work on that. I'm not going to record it because, well, I can't even see what I'm doing, much less you see what I'm doing. So once I get that done, we can put an AN fitting on the line. I got 45s, I got 90s, I got straights. We'll figure out what we need. What we need is what we're going to use. So that's that. So I'm going to get on that and see you in a little bit. Got my fuel pump in. It was more of a bugger than I expected it to be. So now we're going to try to get an AN fitting on here. You can't see because I don't have any light. Try to get an AN line on in here way up here. It kind of goes directly into the frame. So I got a 45-degree fitting that we're going to try to hack and get on there. So I'm going to try to put a 45-degree AN fitting on here. Where the fitting on the pump comes out, it kind of goes directly into the frame almost. With a 45, it's going to be tight. With a 90, it's too much. I really need like a 60, somewhere in between 45 and 90. But we're going to try to give this a shot and see if I can get it on. This is going to have to bend. Hopefully it'll bend enough to get on there. My luck, once we do the motor mounts, this won't work at all. So I really should just wait until I do the motor mounts before we hook this up, but we're going to go for it. So we're going to cut this at 90, nice and square. Dead battery. All right. Ooh, boy. Okay. Yeah, close enough. Some people apparently don't like to use the electrical tape because I guess it gets gummy. And you can't figure out where the end is to get it off. That's better. Okay. There we go. It's all the way down. I gotta lube this up. Probably should use assembly lube. Oh boy, that one goes in there tight. Oh. There we go. I'm worried it's just pulling the fitting off. I'll check this quick. No, it was going. Grab your AN wrenches. Run under it. All right. Now, see if I can get this stupid line on. It's going to be tricky. All right, I got my line on there. Got the Medusas in here. Ray Charles could see this. So, looks good. It actually went on a lot easier than I expected it to. I thought it was going to be a struggle. Well, I think that's where I'm gonna quit for the night. I just got that fuel pump on, got my line ran to it. I still need to put a fuel filter in down here somewheres, so I'll get that. Well, whenever that comes in, I'll do it right away. And then we can, tomorrow, I will start with putting the gauges in the dash. And then after that, we'll probably start pulling radiator and all that other good stuff. So I'm gonna go eat something and watch some TV and go to bed and go to work and start all over tomorrow. Hey guys, new day. So yesterday we got our fuel pump put in and our AN fitting put on our line. Today we're gonna work on getting that dash out. So originally my plan was, well, I ordered a fuel level gauge and a oil pressure gauge, and I thought that I could change them with the truck or with the dash in the truck. But now that I roll under there and look some more, ain't gonna happen. You gotta pull the whole dash out. So what that's essentially gonna turn into is me pulling that dash out and then ordering a whole bunch more gauges and parts and whatever. So essentially we're gonna rip that dash out and it's gonna stay out until I get all the gauges and everything replaced. Which isn't really what I wanted to do, but if I'm gonna pull it, I'm gonna do it and do it all right and be done with it. I know they're like Holley makes a dash and something digital. Dakota Digital makes a dash, but they're like $1,500 to $1,700 and that's not worth it for me. So I would like to restore this dash the best I can, at least get the main gauges working that you need. So we will work on getting that ripped out and then go from there and see what we want to do with it. Alright, so what we're going to start with here, I've never pulled this out and I have no idea how it comes out. I didn't do any research or anything. So we're going to get this MegaTac out of the way here, which I'm not sure that this is something I want to keep, to be completely honest, but it kind of takes up the space in here, so it doesn't look so, the steering column doesn't look so long. Without it, it kind of just looks like a big hole here, unless that's just because I've seen it that way for so long. Now it looks like there's 5 screws in here. I don't know if these are what holds the dash in or what they do. I've already climbed under here and unhooked these. So hopefully we should be able to just pull this, fold it down and unplug the rest of it. So there's about 13,000 lights plugged into this thing, which I also want to replace with LEDs. Alright, hopefully this just pulls out. Oh boy. Am I missing something? I gotta be missing something. Oh. I have no light. Going in. Must be this. Yeah. Okay. All right. This choke has got to come out. So, how? Now, set that all up there. Now what? I truly expected those 5 bolts to come out, then the whole thing just flop out. Okay, now, if it don't come out, I don't know. I guarantee you it's that speedometer cable. I'm going to try to take a picture of this so I know what goes where, but I don't have my phone, so Alright, I'm back. I'm going to take some pictures of this, if I can see. Alright. Look at what we got. Huh. I could have did this in the truck. Alright. I got this dash out. Cleaned up enough of my workspace from my last project. Not too much. Don't all go overboard here for my new project here. So, my 2 gauges that I want to replace are right here. I only need to take these 3 screws out. But I thought this piece was all part of this, so I assumed the whole dash had to come out. Secretly in my head I wanted to pull this whole dash out, but I kept telling myself, you can do it later. Like, don't do it now, you can do it later. It's not going to help you get on the road, whatever, but here we are. So I'm just going to start by pulling these 3 screws out so I can see the gauges I want to replace. The 3 gauges are on this side. 2 gauges are on this side. So are the 3 screws. So 3 screws. And this all comes out like so. Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, maybe. Okay, see what my problem was, why my gauge didn't work. So now, yeah, at least I don't feel like an idiot and did something wrong. This little winger whammer here, whatever this is, a fuel gauge thing, it's not connected to anything. So it's just flinging around. So, I got a new one. Good. I'm going to take these other 2 gauges out also because there's a whole bunch of broken glass and crap in there. So I'm just going to tear this whole thing down, to be honest. These gauges, oh, mouse house, double wide. That one's junk too. I don't know what I'm looking at. I think those are both junk also. Let's take all this apart. I thought about buying a tack and a clock was like an option for these. Get rid of this piece and you put a tack in here or a clock on the other side. Just debating on buying them. That way it'd be like fully decked out dash, but not sure. Oh, actually the tack was like 250 bucks or something. That's when I decided. I got one that goes up to 8 grand. Oh yeah, and the original tack that goes in here only goes up to 5 grand, which stock big block ain't pushing more than 5 grand, I'll tell you that much. At least not for very long. I'm gonna put these in here like a little tray. See, this is why we pulled this all the way out. Okay. Glass in there too from the incandescent bulbs. Rat crap. Beautiful. Okay. So I want to see if I can get to this plastic. And see if I can clean that up at all. Oh, this is for the blinker. Just a green. Look at that. It's just cardboard. Just what the light shines through. It's just a little cardboard tube with a green cap on it. Interesting. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Anyway. Okay, well that's not what I wanted to see. I was hoping all of this print from this glass, is it glass? Plastic. I was hoping all this print was on the back side, was on here, so I could replace this piece without, that sucks. I don't want to scratch this. I want to try to see if I can clean this up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit. I bought this brand new, got a whole bunch of pads and everything. Yet to use it on a body of car. This is actually, besides headlights, this is the first thing I've used this. Or the second thing I've used it on. So I'm just going to see if I can polish this up. That's compound. I got some polish here. See if we can get some of these little scratches out and see if we can shine her up. I don't even know how to use this damn thing. Should dab this on there first before you just go flinging crap everywhere. Wow. That looks a lot better. Wow. You probably won't be able to tell regardless, but it looks a lot better. I'm going to hit the back side and go after it with a little bit of polish and see what it turns out to be. Alright, I've actually been gone a little while because I'm in like all out restoration mode now. This turned out really, really nice. I mean, it is clear. I don't know if you can see these little, yeah, you can kind of see it when I rotate it a certain way, but there's a bunch of little, I don't know if they're stress cracks or what they are exactly, but this turned out like super nice, super clear, super clean. So now that that turned out so nice, I moved on to this piece now. I actually took a copper wire brush and brass, I should say, brass wire brush, and tried to clean all this out. There was some black paint on here from when the dash was painted, which used to drive me insane, but I got all that black paint off now. So, like I said, I'm in like full resto mode now. I got paint because I don't think this outside of this is like, I don't want to say chrome, but like a polished aluminum. I think it's just a dull, so I got paint to paint this outside of this. I got aluminum polish to polish all this up, and one of those stupid cone foam brushy things you can stick in a drill. And then I also had my wife, see these pieces that fill in for the RPM tack, for the tack, and the clock that could be there. Those emblems used to be painted white and now they're like rusted. So I had my wifey make me these on her vinyl plotter. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this emblem here, but in white. So I'm going to clean this up the best I can, and then I'm going to stick one of these things on there to replace it, so it'll be nice and bright white. I don't want to paint this because if I paint this, then I got to paint this piece, and chances are my paint is not going to match. So then my gauges will look like crap. So I'm not going to paint any of these. I'm just going to try to clean it up the best I can, put a little sticker on there, call her good. The only thing I'm going to paint is going to be the outside of this. And that's it. So, with that being said, I did get some of these SOS pads, and a lot of times people use quad 0, but I don't see anywhere on here that says that it's quad 0. So I'm worried if I use this that it's just going to scratch this all up. Smells good. I think we're just going to go for it and just give it a shot. Just see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? This isn't shiny anymore. I don't care. So I'm going to put a little water on this. And I'll be completely honest, I kind of don't care for the chrome shiny look. I kind of liked it better when it was dull. But if it's going to get shiny, hell, I'm going to let it get shiny. Eventually it'll dull out again. Holy Moses. We might have ourselves a nice grill here. See that? Grill. It's not a grill. It's a dash. Instrument cluster. I might be scrubbing more than I was hoping for. Alright. I got this cleaned up with the, what do you call it? Quad Zero wire, whatever the heck, steel wool. So now I'm gonna move on to polishing. Actually, I'm gonna get myself a new tablecloth here and then move on to polishing. Alright, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to this. Like I said, I bought one of these brushies. And I'm going to stick some of this Mother's on here and go to town. I don't know what the best way to do this is. You're never going to believe this. Oh my God. This is not at all what I was expecting out of this at all. I mean, holy shit. Look at that. Holy crap. That is not what I was expecting. Absolutely not. That looks... wow. I'm going to keep polishing on this for a while, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, I got this polished to my satisfaction. Probably could be better if I took more time, but that turned out absolutely amazing. From what it was to what it is now, it's incredible, to be honest. And all it is some, damn it, steel wool. The blue stuff with the whatever, it's got like the detergent or something in it, and some aluminum polish. That's it. I did find that inside these little grooves you get polish in there and then you can't get it out. If you take a piece of paper towel and fold it over and then use a wire brush, gets in those grooves and takes that out. So this looks, like I said, this looks amazing from what it was. And to be completely honest with you, this is going to look out of place inside the truck. Everything's black and a couple like tannish gray spots. Actually on the heater it's gray, but I would like to rattle that black. But this might, honestly, as good as this is, it may not look that great in the truck because it's just going to be completely out of place. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it all back together, obviously, but it's very possible that I may buy a different one. And I don't know. I just think it's going to look kind of silly in there, all nice and chrome. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it. I can't, I can't paint this now for how good it looks, but we'll see what it looks like once we get in the truck, but I think it's going to look out of place. So now I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to start cleaning these little things up here. Clean these up. Put that vinyl in here and probably start assembling this stuff, and then we can put my new gauges in, and then I'll order the other gauges and I can put those in the truck like I planned on doing with this. But now that I know for sure I can do it in the truck, I'll just do it in the truck. So I'm gonna change the battery on that GoPro because it's gonna die, and then I might just clean these up. You guys don't, I mean, all I'm gonna do is clean this up with water and soap and whatever. It's not gonna be anything crazy. So I'll do that, and then once we replace these gauges, we'll start putting the stuff back together. I'll bring you back. All right, I had to go clean these up, and then I got stuck working on my niece's Mercedes G-Wagon. No big deal. It's an Amazon model, electric, 12 volts. So let's see if these vinyls that my wife made me fit. There. Beautiful. Both those restored. All right, we'll get into some reassembly here now. So we'll take this face down, grab our glass or plastic. I'm going to wipe this all down real good again just to get off any dirt, grime, whatever that may have gotten on it. Okay, take this piece, this will go on here. Then take this piece, this will go on here. Then we run some screws in it, if we can find them. One of them, the stud is gone. Okay, take one of these. Don't know which one this is. Not that one. This one. This one right away. Set this one in. Wow. Nice, beautiful, clean. I love these old dashes or these old instrument clusters. They look so much better than the new stuff. Alright, I got my new gauges sitting here, so first thing I'm going to take these gauges out of here, or this oil pressure gauge with the right wrench. Okay, take this, it's just two little screws that hold in the oil pressure and two studs that hold in the fuel level. Just remember which one's on what side. Fuel's on the left. Don't need that anyway. Oops, that pops out. Okay, so the new fuel gauge, actually I'll show you on the old one. Behind these two studs there is a pad which needs to be grounded. So I'm gonna take this and clean this all up here so that that pad grounds nicely to the back of this, which grounds to everything else in the truck. I was actually thinking about, when I put this back in the truck, I might run a separate ground wire right to this cluster to the frame, or not frame, but chassis of the vehicle, just to make sure that this thing is grounded, because I want my gauges to work. So I'm gonna get probably the wire wheel and clean this up a little bit. Okay. Both together. Now I thought that these two corners on the last gauges lined up. Maybe not. We'll see what they look like when you put them in, I guess. One terminal rotated on me a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah. Oil pressure is way down there. I don't know if that's normal. I feel like it's not. Maybe that's normal. Yeah, it might be normal. Okay. It's kind of as far as I want to go with this, as far as putting gauges in it. I don't really want to put these gauges back in if I'm just going to take them back out. I'm excited to see what this looks like once it's back in the truck, because it's going to be a big difference, I think. Okay, let's do it. All right, we got to figure out where all these lights go in here. My pictures I took are not the greatest, but using my pictures, hopefully I can figure it all out. This one should be for the blinker. Well, there it is. Like I said, it doesn't really fit because everything's black in here, like everything, but turned out very, very well. I'm going to throw the tack back up there, and yeah, that should be it until I get the new gauges. I'm going to call it a night. Probably tomorrow we'll rip out that what you call it, radiator, and drop the exhaust and go from there. Hey, it's been a couple days later. I'm actually going to end this video right here with cleaning up the instrument cluster. Taylor and I actually started doing motor mounts yesterday, but I think I'm going to save that for next week. Otherwise this video is just going to drag out and it's going to be all over the place. So I think that's going to be a good stop here. I'm honestly really burnt out on this after yesterday, but you'll have to see that next week. So I'm going to end it here. I appreciate you watching. Please stick around to watch my other videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.